Mark and I have been talking all week about your sermon last Sunday. It's really quite wonderful, Dr. Harper. In only 2 short years, you've managed to take on the spirit of Brooklyn.
It's very gratifying, Mr.
You see, living here next to the church all our lives, we've seen so many ministers come and go. The spirit of Brooklyn, we've always said, is friendliness. And your sermons are not so much sermons as friendly talk.
Personally, I've always enjoyed my talks with Carla Gibbons. Or have I met him yet?
No, dear, not yet. Are the biscuits good?
Fully.
Won't you have another biscuit, Dr. Harper?
No, thank you. I always have your biscuits just to taste that lovely jam, but I'm afraid I'll have no appetite for dinner now.
Well, you haven't tried the quince yet. We always put apple in with it to take the tartness out.
No, thank you.
We'll send you over a jar.
No, you keep it here to be sure I can have your biscuits with it.
Oh, I do hope they don't make us use that imitation flour again, what with all this war trouble and all. It may not be very charitable of me, but I've almost come to the conclusion that this Mr. Hitler isn't a Christian.
If only Europe were on another planet.
Europe, sir?
Yes, Teddy?
Point your gun the other way.
Gone, Teddy.
To the west. There's your danger. There's your enemy. Japan.
Why, yes.
Now, Teddy.
No, Aunt Debbie. Not so much talk about Europe and more about the canal.
Well, let's not talk about war. Won't you have another cup of tea, dear?
No, thank you, Aunt Debbie.
Dr. Harper?
No, thank you. I must say, Miss Abby, that war and violence seem far removed from these surroundings.
Yes, it is peaceful here, isn't it?
Yes, peaceful. The virtues of another day. They're all here in this house. The virtues that went out with the candlelight, good manners, and low taxes.
It's one of the oldest houses in Brooklyn. It's just as it was when Grandfather Brewster built and furnished it, except for the electricity. And we use that as little as possible. It was Mortimer who convinced us to put that in.
Yes, your nephew Mortimer seems to live only by the electric light.
The poor dear has to work so late. I understand he's taking Elaine with him to the theater again tonight. Teddy, your brother Mortimer will be here later.
Delighted.
We're so glad it's Elaine Mortimer takes with him to the theater.
Well, it has been a new experience for me to wait up until 3 in the morning for my daughter to be brought home.
Oh, Dr. Harper, I do hope you don't disapprove of Mortimer.
Well,
We'd feel so guilty if you did, Sister Martha and I. I mean, since it was here in this house that your daughter met Mortimer.
I know, Miss Abby, I know. And I'll say so immediately that I believe your nephew Mortimer to be quite a worthy young gentleman. But I've also watched the growing intimacy between him and my daughter with some trepidation. For one reason, Miss Abby.
You mean his stomach, Dr. Harper.
His stomach.
His dyspepsia. He's bothered with it so, poor boy.
No, Miss Abby, I was in fact talking about your nephew's unfortunate connection with the theater.
The theater? Oh no, Mortimer writes for a New York newspaper.
I know, Miss Abby, but a dramatic critic is constantly exposed to the theater, and I wouldn't doubt but what some to develop an interest in it.
Well, not Mortimer. You need have no fear of that. Why, Mortimer hates the theater.
Really?
Oh yes, he writes such awful things about it. But you really can't blame him, poor boy. He was writing about real estate, which is something he really knew something about. And then they just upped and made him take this terrible night position.
My.
But as he says, the theater can't last much longer, and in the meantime, it's a living. Yes, I think if we give the theater another year or two, I suppose. Well, now, who do you suppose that is? No, thank you, Teddy. I'll get it. Oh, hello, Mr. Brophy.
Hello, Miss Brewster.
How are you, Mr. Klein? Very well, Miss Brewster.
What news have you brought me?
Colonel, we have nothing to report.
Thank you, gentlemen. At ease.
You know Dr. Harper. Sure. Hello, Dr. Harper.
We've come for the toys for Christmas.
Oh, yes.
That's a fine work you men do, fixing up discarded toys for children to have a happier Christmas.
Well, it gives us something to do when we have to sit around the station. You get tired playing cards, and then you start cleaning your gun, and the first thing you know, you've shot yourself in the foot. Teddy, go get that old box from your Aunt Martha's room. How is Mrs. Brophy today? Mrs. Brophy's been quite ill, Dr. Harper.
Pneumonia.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Charge!
She's better now. A little weak still.
I'm going to get you some beef broth to take to her.
Oh, don't bother, Miss Abby. You've done so much for her already.
Oh, it won't take a minute. We made it this morning. Sister Martha's taking some over for Mr. Benitsky right now. Just sit down and be comfortable, all of you.
She shouldn't go to all that trouble.
Try to stop her or her sister from doing something nice and for nothing. They don't even care how you vote.
When I received my call to Brooklyn and moved next door, my wife was ill. And when she died, and for months before, well, if I know what absolute generosity and pure kindness are, it's because I've known the Brewster sisters.
Colonel, you promised not to do that anymore.
But I had to call a cabinet meeting to get the release of those supplies.
He used to do that in the middle of the night. Neighbors raised Cain with us. They're a little bit afraid of him anyhow.
Oh, he's quite harmless.
Suppose he does mean Teddy Roosevelt. I mean, there's a lot worse people than you think he was.
Darn shame a nice family like this hatching a cuckoo.
Well, the father, the old girl's brother, was some sort of a genius, wasn't he? And the father, Teddy's grandfather, seems to me I heard he was a little crazy too.
Yeah, crazy like a fox. He made $1 million.
Really? Here in Brooklyn?
Yeah, that medicine. He was kind of a quack of some sort. Old Surgeon Edwards remembers him. He used a house here to sort of a clinic, tried him out on people.
I hear he used to make mistakes occasionally too.
Yeah, well, the department never really bothered him much because he came in so useful on autopsies, especially poison cases.
Well, whatever he did, he left his daughters fixed for life. Thank God for that.
Not that they ever spent any of it on themselves.
Yes, I'm very well acquainted with them, Charity.
You don't know a tenth of it. When I was with the missing persons bureau, I was trying to locate an old man that we never did find. Did you know that there's a renting agency here in Brooklyn that has its house down on its list of furnished rooms? They don't rent rooms, but you can bet that anybody that comes looking for one goes away with a good meal and probably $3 in their hand.
It's just their way of digging up some people to do some good to.
Well, now, isn't this nice? Good afternoon, Miss Brewster. Oh, hello, Mr. Brophy. Dr. Harper, Mr. Klein.
How are you, Miss Brewster? We're dropping to get the Christmas toys.
Oh, yes, Teddy's Army and Navy. They wear out. They're all packed.
The colonel's upstairs after them now. Seems the cabinet has to okay it.
Of course. I hope Mrs. Brophy's better.
She's doing fine, ma'am. He's just doing to get some beef broth for me to take to her.
Oh, yes, I just took some to a poor man who broke ever so many bones.
Oh, you're back. How is Mr. Benitsky?
Well, dear, it's pretty serious, I'm afraid. The doctor was there. They're amputating in the morning.
Can we be present?
No, they said it's against the rules of the hospital.
Here's the beef broth, Mr. Brophy. Be sure it's good and hot.
Yes, ma'am.
This is fine. It'll make a lot of kids happy. That O'Malley boy is nuts about soldiers.
That's General Miles. I retired him. What's this? The Oregon?
Teddy, dear.
Put it back.
But the Oregon goes to Australia.
Now, Teddy.
No, I've given my word to finding Bob Evans.
But Teddy, what's the difference what he gets it? Bobby Evans, Izzy Cohen. We'll run along, ma'am. Thank you very much. Not at all.
Well, I really must be getting home.
Before you go, Dr. Harper.
Charge! Charge the blockhouse!
Blockhouse. The stairs are always San Juan Hill. Have you ever tried to convince him that he wasn't Teddy Roosevelt?
Oh, no.
He's so happy being Teddy Roosevelt.
Once, a long time ago. Remember, Martha? We thought if he would be George Washington, it would be a nice change for him.
But he stayed under his bed for days and wouldn't be anybody.
And we'd so much rather he be Mr. Roosevelt than nobody at all.
Well, if he's happy, then what's more important? You're happy. You'll see he signs these. What are they?
Dr. Harper has made all arrangements for Teddy to go to Happysdale Sanitarium after we pass on.
But why does he sign these now?
Well, it's better to have it all settled. If the good Lord should take you away suddenly, and Teddy wouldn't want to commit himself, it would mean a very unpleasant legal procedure. Mr. Witherspoon understands them to be filed away until the time comes to use them.
Mr. Witherspoon, who's he?
He's the superintendent of Happydale.
Dr. Harper has made arrangements for him to drop by tomorrow or the next day to meet Teddy.
Well, I really must be running along now, or Elaine will be over here looking for me.
Give our love to Elaine. And Dr. Harper, please don't think harshly of Mortimer just because he's a dramatic critic. Someone has to do those things.
Did you just have tea? Isn't it rather late?
Yes, and dinner's going to be late too. So,
Why?
Teddy, good news for you. You're going to Panama to dig another lock for the canal.
That's bully. Just bully. I'm prepared for the journey at once. Charge!
Abby, while I was out.
Oh, yes, dear. I just couldn't wait for you, and Dr. Harper was coming.
But all by yourself.
Oh, I got along fine.
Well, I'll run right downstairs and see.
Oh, no. There was no time, and I was all alone.
Well,
Martha, just look in the window seat. Oh, well, now, who would that be? Oh, it's Elaine. Come in, dear.
Good afternoon, Miss Abby. Good afternoon, Miss Martha. I thought Father was here.
he just this minute left. Didn't you meet him?
No, I took the shortcut through the cemetery. Has Mortimer come yet?
No, dear, not yet.
Oh, he asked me to meet him here. Do you mind if I wait?
No, not at all. Sit down, dear.
But we really must speak to Mortimer about doing this to you.
Doing what?
Well, he was brought up to know better. When a gentleman is taking a young lady out on a date, he should call for her at her house.
There's something about calling for a girl at a parsonage that discourages any man that doesn't embroider.
But he's done this too often. We must speak to him.
Oh, please don't. After every man whose idea of nightlife is taking me to a prayer meeting, it's wonderful to go to the theater almost every night of my life.
It's comforting for us too here, because if Mortimer has to see some of those plays he has to see, at least he's sitting next to the minister's daughter.
Oh my goodness, Elaine, what must you think of us, not having tea cleared away by this time?
Now, don't bother with anything in the kitchen until Mortimer gets here, and then I'll come help you. Mortimer should be here any minute, dear.
Yes, Father must be surprised to not find me at home. I'd better run along and tell him good night.
It's a shame you missed him.
Hello, Mort.
Hello, Elaine.
Abby! Mortimer's here!
Were you going somewhere?
Just over to speak to Father.
I didn't know that was still being done, even in Brooklyn.
Hello, Mortimer.
Hello, Aunt Abby.
How are you, dear?
Wonderful. And you look good. You haven't changed much since yesterday.
Oh my goodness, it was yesterday, wasn't it? We're seeing a great deal of you lately, Mortimer. Well, come sit down, sit down.
Abby, haven't we something to do in the kitchen?
Huh?
You know, the tea things.
Oh, yes, the tea thing. Well, you two just make yourselves at home. Just make yourselves at home.
Well, can't you take a hint?
No, that was actually pretty obvious. A lack of inventiveness, I should say.
Yes, you would say that.
Where do you want to go for dinner?
I don't care. I'm not very hungry.
Well, I just had breakfast. Suppose we wait until after the show?
That will make it pretty late, won't it?
Now with the little piece we're watching tonight. From what I've heard about it, we'll be at Blake's by 10 o'clock.
You ought to be fair to these plays.
Are these plays fair to me?
I've never seen you walk out on a musical.
That musical isn't opening tonight.
No?
Dear, you have to learn the rules. With a musical, there's always 4 changes of title and 3 postponements. They liked it in New Haven, but it needed some work.
Oh, I was hoping it was a musical.
You have a lifetime.
Not a bit. Musicals somehow have a humanizing effect on you. After a play, you take me to the proletariat in the subway, and we listen to a lecture on the drama. After a musical, you take me home in a taxi, and make a few passes.
Now, dear, that's a very inaccurate piece of reporting right there.
Now, I must admit that after the Berman play, you did tell me I have authentic beauty. And that's a hell of a thing to say to a girl. But it wasn't until after our first musical that you told me I have nice legs. And I have, too.
You know, for a minister's daughter, you sure know a lot about life. Where'd you learn it?
In the choir loft.
That's something I have to explain to you sometime, is the close connection between eroticism and religion.
Religion never gets as high as the choir loft. Which reminds me, I'd better run along and speak to Father.
I've never been able to rationalize it.
What?
My falling in love with a girl from Brooklyn.
Did you say falling in love? You're not stooping to the articulate, are you?
The only way I can regain my self-respect is to keep you here in New York.
Did you say keep?
No. I've come to the conclusion that you're just holding out for the legalities.
I can afford to be a good girl for quite a few years yet.
And I can't wait that long. Where can we be married in a hurry? Say, tonight?
I'm afraid Father will insist on officiating.
I bet your father can make even the wedding ceremony sound pedestrian.
Are you by any chance writing a review of it?
Give me, dear. It's an occupational disease. You know, I might actually give that play a good review tonight.
Don't pretend you love me that much.
I'll telephone Winchell to publish the reviews.
Nevertheless,
All right. Everything formal and legal, but not later than next month.
darling, I'll talk over with Father and set the date right away.
Well, we'll have to see what's in rehearsal. There'll be a lot of first nights in October.
Hello, Mortimer.
How are you, Mr. President?
Splendid, thank you. What news have you brought me?
Just this. The country is squarely behind you.
I know. Isn't it great? Well, goodbye. Goodbye.
Where are you off to, Teddy?
Panama.
Panama is the stellar. He takes lots of the canal down there.
You're so good with him. And he's very fond of you.
Well, Teddy was always my favorite.
Favorite? Were there others?
There was one, Jonathan. He had to leave Brooklyn very early, by request. He was the type of kid that liked to cut worms in two with his teeth.
What became of him?
You know, I don't know. He wanted to become a surgeon like Grandpa, but he wouldn't go to med school, and his practice got him into a bit of trouble.
Aren't you two going to be late for the theater?
No, we're skipping dinner. We won't have to start for half an hour.
Well, in that case, I'll leave you two alone together again.
Don't bother, darling. I'm running over to speak to Father. He likes to pray over me a little bit before I go out with you. I'll be right back. I'll cut through the cemetery.
And dear, if the prayer doesn't take too long, we'll have time to lead you beside the still waters.
Mortimer, that's the first time I've ever heard you quote the Bible. We knew Elaine would be a good influence for you.
Oh, and by the way, I'm going to marry her.
What? Oh, Mortimer. Martha, come right in here. I've got the most wonderful news for you. Elaine and Mortimer are going to be married. Married? Oh, Mortimer. We hoped it would happen just like this.
Elaine must be the happiest girl in the world.
Happy? Just look at her leaping over those gravestones. Hey, by the way, what's that?
What's what, dear?
See that statue? That's a bird. That's a Horendinida carnina.
Oh, no, dear. That's Emma Stout ascending to heaven.
No. On Mrs. Stout's left ear. That bird, that's a red-crested swallow. I've only seen one of those in my whole life.
I don't know how you can be thinking about a bird, what with Elaine and the engagement and everything.
It's a vanishing species. The role was very fond of them. By the way, I left a large envelope around here last week. It was one of the chapters of my book on Thoreau. Have you seen it?
Well, if you left it here, it must be here somewhere.
When are you going to be married? What are your plans? There must be something more you can tell us about Elaine.
Oh, it was brilliant.
What was, dear?
My chapter on Thoreau.
Well, I think we ought to have a little celebration when Elaine comes back. Martha, isn't there some of that Lady Baltimore cake left in the kitchen?
Oh, yes.
And I'll open a bottle of wine.
And to think, it happened in this room.
Well, with your fiancé sitting beside you tonight, I do hope the play can be something you can enjoy for once. Maybe it's something romantic. What's the name of it?
Murder Will Out.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. First thing you see, as soon as the curtain comes up, it's gonna be a dead body. And Abby,
Yes, dear.
you were making plans for Teddy to go to that place, Happydale, right?
Yes, Dr. Harper was dropped by today with the illegal papers. They're over there on the desk.
He's got to sign them right away. He has to sign them.
There's no such hurry as that. Why, when Teddy starts work on the canal, you can't get his mind on anything else.
No, he's got to sign them right away. He's down in the cellar. We have to get him up here.
Oh, no, dear.
Like I said, there's no such hurry as that, and he's busy with the canal.
Teddy has to sign them right away. Right away, I tell you.
He's not going till after we pass on, dear.
I don't know how to say this to you. I have some shocking news. Now, you know we have to try and keep our heads. You know, we sort of humored Teddy because we thought that he was harmless.
He is harmless.
He was harmless. That's why he has to go to Happydale. Why he has to be confined.
Mortimer, why have you suddenly turned against Teddy, your own brother?
You might as well be now. Teddy's killed a man.
Nonsense.
There's a body in the window seat.
Yes, dear, we know.
You know?
Of course we do. And it has nothing to do with Teddy.
No, Mortimer, just forget about it. Forget you ever saw the gentleman.
forget?
We never dreamed you'd peek.
But who is he?
His name's Hoskins, Adam Hoskins. That's all I really know about him, except that he's a Methodist.
How did he get in there?
He died.
Aunt Martha, men just don't go into window seats and die.
Of course not. He died first.
How did he die?
Oh, Mortimer, don't be so inquisitive. The man drank wine with poison in it.
How did the poison get in the wine?
Well, when you put it in tea, it has a very distinct odor, so we put it in wine instead.
You two put it in the wine?
Yes, and I put Mr. Hoskins in the window seat because Dr. Harper was coming.
So you'd known what you'd done, and you didn't want Dr. Harper to see?
Well, of course not. That would be very polite, especially at tea. Now, Mortimer, you know the whole thing. Just forget about it. I do think Martha and I are entitled to our own little secrets.
And don't you tell Elaine. Abby, while I was out, I dropped in on Mrs. Schultz. She's feeling much better, but she would appreciate it if we took Junior to the movies again.
Well, then we must do that tomorrow or the next day.
Yes, but next time, let's go where we want to go. Junior's not dragging me into another one of those scary pictures.
Hello, city desk. Yeah, Al, you know what this is? Yeah, that's right. Say, when I left, where did I say I was going? Yep. It'd take me about half an hour to get to Brooklyn. What time you got? Okay. Yeah, that's right. I must be here. Aunt Abby! Aunt Martha! Come in here! What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
What are we going to do about what, dear?
There's a body in the window seat.
Yes, dear, Mr. Hoskins.
Well, I can't turn you over to the police. What am I gonna do?
Well, for one thing, dear, stop getting so excited.
And for pity's sake, stop worrying. We told you we knew how to handle the whole thing.
Can I make you realize that something has to be done?
Now, Mortimer, you behave yourself. You're too old to be flying off the handle like this.
Look, something has to be done. You can't just leave it in there, you know?
We don't intend to, dear.
No, Teddy's down in Panama digging the lock right now.
So you're gonna bury him down there?
Yes, that's what we did with the others.
No, you can't bury Mr. Others?
Yes, the other gentleman.
Now, others, as in others? You mean more than one others?
Yes, this makes 11.
Doesn't it, Abby? No, dear, I think this makes 12.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 11.
No, because I remember when Mr. Hoskins walked in here today, I remember thinking that he would make just an even dozen.
But you really can't count the first one.
Oh, but I was counting the first one.
Hello? Oh, hey, Al. It's great to hear your voice.
Well, anyway, they're all down in the cellar.
Shh. Yeah? Okay. Look, Al, something's come up. I can't cover the play tonight. That's all there is. I can't cover it. All right? You gotta find somebody else to cover it, all right? All right, you look around. All right, where were we? 12?
Yes, Abby thinks we should count the first one, and that would make 12.
All right, who was the first one?
His name was Mr. Midgley. He was a Baptist.
But you really can't count him because he just died.
Martha means without any help from us. You see, dear, he came here just after you left for New York. He was looking for a room, and it seemed such a waste to let that good room go to waste when so many people needed it.
He was such a lonely old man.
All his kith and kin were dead, and it left him so forlorn and lonely.
We felt so sorry for him.
And then, when his heart attack came, when he sat dead right there on that sofa, remember, Martha, He looked so peaceful, and we thought if we could help other old men to that same peace, we would.
He sat dead right on that sofa? Oh, it's awful.
Well, it really wasn't. Grandfather used to have a cadaver or two sitting around the house. You see, Teddy had just begun work on the Panama Canal, and he thought Mr. Midget was a yellow fever victim.
That meant he had to be buried immediately.
So we all took him down to Panama and put him in the cellar.
So that's how it all started. Is that man walking in here dropping dead?
Of course, we knew we couldn't count on that happening again, so...
You remember those bottles of poison in Grandfather's laboratory?
You know your Aunt Martha's knack for mixing things. You've eaten enough of her piccalilli.
Well, for a gallon of elderberry wine, I take 1 teaspoon of arsenic, half a teaspoon of strychnine, and just a pinch of cyanide.
Should have a pretty decent kick to it.
Yes, as a matter of fact, one of our gentlemen found time to say, "How delicious," just before he died.
I think I should get things started in the kitchen.
I wish you could stay for dinner.
I'm trying out a new recipe.
I couldn't even.
I'll come in a minute and help you, dear. Well now, I feel so much better. Oh, you have to wait for Elaine, don't you? You two must be so happy. Well now, I'll leave you alone to your thoughts.
Oh, it's you.
Don't be cross, darling. Sadly to see you, I was excited, so I told him about us, and it made it hard for me to get away. But listen, he's not going to lay up for me tonight.
Look, Elaine, you've got to go home. Something's come up.
Mortimer, what happened?
Something's come up.
But we're going to the theater tonight.
No, we're not.
Well, why not?
I just said something just come up.
Mortimer, darling, you lost your job?
No, I haven't lost my job. I'm not covering the play tonight. Please run along home.
But I've got to know what's happened. Certainly you can tell me.
No, I can't.
But if we're going to be married,
Married?
yes. Have you forgotten that not 15 minutes ago you proposed to me?
I did. Oh, yeah. As far as I know, that's still on. Please run along home.
No, not until you tell me what's going on.
I can't tell you.
Well, you can't propose to me one minute and throw me out of the house the next.
I'm not throwing you out. Will you please go home? I'll call you up in a day or two.
Don't try to be masterful.
Hello? All right, Al. No, I just said earlier, I can't cover the play tonight. All right, Al? Please stop. Just hang on a minute, all right? Yes, I know it's important. Just hang on a minute. Elaine, you're a sweet girl, and I love you. And please, just run along home, and I'll call you up in a day or two.
No,
You know I always do.
I'm not going. Tell me what's going on.
I can't, all right? Just please go home.
I hope that if we get married, I find you more adequate.
Hello? Hello?
That's the doorbell, dear, not the telephone. Oh, hello. Won't you come in?
I understand you have a room, right?
Yes. Won't you step in?
Are you the lady of the house?
Yes, I'm Miss Brewster, and this is my sister, another Miss Brewster.
My name is Gibbs.
Well, let me talk to Al again. City desk. I said Al! City desk! What? Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong number.
May I see the room?
Why don't you sit down and let's get acquainted first.
That won't do much good if I don't like the room.
Is Brooklyn your home?
Haven't got a home, live in a hotel, and don't like it.
Hello. City desk.
Are your family Brooklyn people?
Haven't got any family.
All alone in the world?
Yep.
Well, Martha, you've come to just the right house. Do sit down.
Hello. Al, it's Mort. We got cut off. Al, I can't cover the place. I said I can't cover it.
What church do you go to? There's an Episcopal church practically next door.
I'm Presbyterian. Used to be.
Whoa. Wait, what's George doing in Bermuda? Well, certainly I told him he could go. It's my department, isn't it? All right. You look for somebody. I'll hold.
Is there always this much noise?
He doesn't live with us.
Look, Al, what about the office boy? You know, the little short guy, the real smart one that you don't care for? All right, you keep looking. I'll hold.
I'd really like to see the room.
It's upstairs. Won't you try a glass of our wine before we start up?
Never touch it.
It's elderberry wine. We make it ourselves.
Elderberry wine? I haven't tasted elderberry wine since I was a boy. Thank you.
Look, Al, what about the guy that sets my copy? Yeah. You walk in the door, he's the third guy from the left. His name's Jocko. But Al, look, he could turn out to be another Barnes Mantle.
Do you have your own elderberry bushes?
No, but the cemetery's full of them.
No, I'm not drinking, but I'm going to start now.
Do you serve meals?
We might, but first to see whether you like our wine.
No.
Not that.
No, hey! Go, get out of here! No, you want to get killed? Save yourself!
Now you've spoiled everything.
What do I have to do? It's not only not a nice thing to do, it's also wrong. People wouldn't understand. He wouldn't.
We shouldn't have told Mortimer.
Well, basically what I'm saying is you two have just developed this little bad habit.
Mortimer, we don't try to stop you from doing the things you like to do. I don't see why you should interfere with us.
Hello? Hey, Al. Right, fine. See the first act and put the hand of a Jesus out of it, all right? Right, but you gotta do something for me, all right? Get a hold of O'Brien, head of our legal department, have him meet me at the theater, all right? Yep, I'm on my way. Now look, I have to go to the theater. I can't get out of it. While I'm gone, I just want you to do this one little thing, all right?
We'd have to know what it is first.
Now, I know that you love me and I love you. You would do anything in the world for me. I would do anything. I would do anything for you. I want you to do just this one little thing.
What is it, dear?
Don't do anything. I mean, don't do anything. Don't let anybody in this house and leave Mr. Hotchkiss right where he's at.
But we were planning on holding services before dinner.
Services?
Certainly. He was a Methodist. You don't think we'd bury him without having a full Methodist service, do you?
But can't that wait until I get back?
Oh yes, then you could join us.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, remember, Martha, how beautifully Mortimer used to sing in the choir before his voice changed?
All right, I have to go. There's no way out of it. I'll see you later. Have you got any paper?
There's some stationery over on the desk. Here, will this too?
Yeah, it'll have to. I'll save time if I write my review on the way.
Mortimer didn't seem quite himself today.
Well, that's only natural, I suppose. I think I know why.
Why?
Well, Mortimer's just become engaged to be married. I suppose that always makes a man nervous.
Well, Elaine must be very happy, and their honeymoon must be very relaxing because I don't think he got much rest over the summer.
Well, at least he didn't go kiting off to China or Spain.
I never understood why he wanted to go to those places.
Well, I think to Mortimer, the theaters always seem pretty small potatoes. I think he needs something bigger to criticize, something like the human race.
If he's going to join us for the services, we're going to need another hymnal. There's one in my room. I'll get it.
You know, dear, it really is my turn to read the services, but since you weren't here when Mr. Hoskins came in, I want you to do it.
Are you sure? That's very sweet of you.
It's only fair.
I think I'll wear my black bombazine and mother's old brooch.
Well, now, who do you suppose that is?
We promised Mortimer we weren't going to let anyone in.
Well, who is it?
There's two men, and I've never seen them before.
Are you sure?
Well, there's a car at the curb. They probably came in that.
Let me look.
Do you recognize them?
They're strangers to me.
Let's just pretend we're not home.
Come in, Doctor. This is the home of my... As a boy, I could not wait to escape this place. Now, I am glad to escape back into it.
Yeah, Johnny, it's a fine hideout.
The family must still live here. There's something so unmistakably Brewster about the Brewsters. I hope there's a fatted cat awaiting the return of the body.
Yeah, I'm hungry. Look, Johnny drinks.
As though we were expecting a good omen.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Why, Aunt Abby, Aunt Martha, it's me, Jonathan.
You get out of here.
But I'm your nephew, Jonathan.
Oh, no, you're not. You're nothing like Jonathan, so don't pretend you are. You just get out of here.
But I am Jonathan. And this is Dr. Einstein.
And he's not Einstein either.
And not Dr. Albert Einstein, Dr. Herman Einstein.
You just get out of here.
I see you're still wearing that lovely garnet ring that Grandma used to bought in England. And you, Aunt Martha, still the high collar, the high star where Grandfather's aspirated you.
His voice is like Jonathan's.
Have you been in an accident?
My face. Dr. Einstein did that to me. He's a plastic surgeon. He changes people's faces.
But I've seen that face before. Remember, Abby, at the scary picture, and I was so frightened. It's that face.
Easy, Shawnee. Ladies, please. The past 5 years, I gave Shawnee 3 new faces. Well, the last one, I saw a picture of that too. Just before I operated. I was intoxicated.
You see, Doctor? You see what you've done to me. Even my own family!
Shawnee, you're old. In this lovely house, how much he tells me about Brooklyn. About this house. About his aunts he loves so much. They know it's you, Shawnee. You know it's Jonathan. Tell him so.
Well, Jonathan, it's been a long time. What have you been doing?
Yes, where have you been?
Oh, England, South Africa, Australia, the past 5 years in Chicago. Dr. Einstein and I were in business together there.
Oh, we were in Chicago for the World's Fair.
Yes, it got pretty warm out.
Yeah, it got hot for us too.
Well, it's great to be back in Brooklyn. And you, and Mark, you don't look a day older. And just as I remembered, sweet, charming, hospitable. And dear Teddy, did he get into politics? My little brother, Doctor, was determined to become president.
Teddy's just fine, just fine. And Mortimer's well, too.
I know all about Mortimer. I've seen his picture at the head of his column. He's evidently fulfilled all the promise of his early nasty nature.
We're very fond of Mortimer.
Well, it's been very seeing you, Jonathan.
Bless you, Aunt Martha. It's good to be home again.
Oh, we mustn't let what's on the stove boil over. Come along, Martha.
We'll be back in a minute, Jonathan. Unless you really need to go somewhere.
Where do we go from here? The police. The police have got pictures of that face. I must operate on you right away. We need to find a place for that, and we need to find a place for Mr. Spinello, too.
Don't waste any worry on that rat.
But, Shawnee, we got a hot stiff on our hands.
Forget Mr. Spinello.
But you can't just leave a dead body in the rumble seat. You shouldn't have killed him. He's a nice fella, and he gives us a lift. And what happens?
He said I looked like Boris Karloff. That's your work, Doctor. You did this to me.
Come on, we find a place, and I fix you up quick.
Tonight.
No, Shawnee, not tonight. I'm hungry and I'm weak.
Jonathan, we're very glad you took the trouble to come in and say hello. But you were never happy in this house, and we were never happy while you were in it. So we've just come in to say goodbye.
My dear Aunt Ab, believe me, I've spent many an hour regretting the many heartaches I must have given you as a boy.
You were quite a trial to us, Jonathan.
But my great disappointment is for Dr. Einstein. You see, I promised him that no matter how rushed we were in passing through Brooklyn, we'd take the time to stop here for one of Aunt Martha's home-cooked dinners.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm afraid there wouldn't be enough.
Well, Abby, it is a pretty good-sized pot roast.
Pot roast.
I think the least we can do is to let her...
Thank you, Aunt Martha. We'll stay to dinner.
Well then, we must get things started in the kitchen.
Yes.
Oh, and Jonathan, if you would like to freshen up, why don't you use the bathroom in Grandfather's old laboratory?
Is that still there?
Yes, just as it was. Well now, I must see things in the kitchen, since we're all in a hurry.
Before we get to meal anyway.
Grandfather's laboratory, and just as it was, Doctor, a perfect operating room.
Too bad we can't use it.
Why, once you finish with me, you can make a fortune here. The laboratory, that large ward in the attic, 10 beds. Dr. Brooklyn is crying for your talents.
Why work yourself up, Shawnee? Besides, for Brooklyn, I think we're a year too late.
You don't know the people in this town, Doctor. Practically everybody in Brooklyn needs a new face.
But all the old faces are locked up.
A very small percentage. And the boys in Brooklyn are known for paying generously to stay out of jail.
All right. I go get the bags, yeah?
Doctor, we haven't been invited yet.
But you just said that.
We'll be invited.
And if they say no?
Doctor, two helpless old women.
It comes true. Like a beautiful dream. Only, I hope you're not dreaming. It's so peaceful.
That's what makes this house so perfect. It's so peaceful.
Charge!
Yes, and those 5 years in Chicago were amongst the busiest and happiest of my life.
And from Chicago, we go to South Bend, Indiana.
They wouldn't be interested in our experiences in Indiana.
Well, Jonathan, you've led a very interesting life, I'm sure, but we really shouldn't have allowed you to talk.
My meeting Dr. Einstein in London, I might say, changed the whole course of my life. Remember, I had been in South Africa, in the diamond business, then Amsterdam, the diamond market. Well, I wanted to go back to South Africa, and Dr. Einstein made it possible.
A good job, Johnny. When we took off the bandages, the face looked so different that nurse had to introduce me.
I love that face. I still carry the picture with me.
This looks more the way you used to look, but I still wouldn't know you.
I think we'll go back to that face, Doctor.
Yeah, it's safe now.
Well, Jonathan, it's getting very late.
I found it. I found it.
What did you find, Teddy?
The story of my life, my biography. Here's the picture I was telling you about, General. President Roosevelt and General Goggles at Kabir-Kutch. That's me, General, and that's you.
My, how I've changed.
Well, you see, that picture hasn't been taken yet. We haven't even started working on Kabir-Kutch. We're still digging locks. And now, General, we both go inspecting the lock.
No, Teddy, not to Panama.
We go some other time. Panama's a long way off.
Nonsense, he's just down in the cellar.
The cellar.
We let him dig the Panama Canal down in the cellar.
General Goggles, as President of the United States, Commander-in-Chief of the Army, Navy, and the man who gave this job, I demand you go with me in inspecting the lock.
Teddy, it's time you went to bed.
I beg your pardon? Who are you?
I'm Woodrow Wilson. Go to bed.
No, you're not Wilson, but your face looks familiar. Maybe someone I might meet later. I'm a hunky trip to Africa. Yes, you look like someone I might meet in the jungle.
It's your brother Jonathan, dear.
He had his face changed.
So that's it, the nature faker.
Then perhaps you'd better get to bed, Teddy. I'm sure your brother and his friend here have to get back to their hotel.
General Goggles, inspect the canal.
All right, Mr. President, we go to Panama.
Bully, bully. Follow me, General. It's down south, you.
Au bon voyage! My dear Aunt Abby, I must correct your misapprehension. You spoke of our hotel. We have no hotel. We came directly
Well,
here.
there's a very nice little hotel just 3 blocks down the
Aunt
street.
Martha, this is my home.
But Jonathan, you can't stay here. We need our rooms.
You need them.
Yes, for our lodgers.
Are there lodgers here?
Well, not just now, but we plan to have
Then
some.
my old room is still free.
But Jonathan, there's no place for Dr. Einstein.
He'll share the room with me.
No, Jonathan, I'm afraid you can't stay here.
Remember that this afternoon, that as a boy, I could be disagreeable. It wouldn't be very pleasant for any of us.
Maybe we should let them stay here tonight.
Well then, just for tonight.
That's settled then. Now, you'll get my room ready.
It only needs airing out.
We keep it ready to show our lodgers. I expect you and Dr. Einstein will find it very comfortable.
You have a most distinguished guest in Dr. Einstein. I'm afraid you don't quite appreciate his countenance, but you will. In a few weeks, you'll see me looking like a very different Jonathan.
He can't operate on you here.
When Dr. Einstein and I get settled, when we resume practice. Oh, I forgot to tell you. We're turning Grandfather's laboratory into an operating room. We expect to be quite busy.
Jonathan, we will not let you turn this house into a hospital.
A hospital? Heavens no. It will be a beauty parlor.
Hey, Johnny! Down in the cellar!
Dr. Einstein, my dear aunts have invited us to live with them.
Oh, you fixed it.
Just for tonight.
Please get our room ready immediately.
When I go down in the cellar, what do you think I find?
What?
The Panama Canal.
The Panama Canal.
It's a hole Teddy dug. It just fits Mr. Spinozzo. It's 6 feet long and 4 feet wide.
Down there.
You think they knew we were bringing Mr. Spinozzo along? That's hospitality.
Rather a good joke on my aunts. They're living in a house with a body buried in the cellar.
How do we get him in?
Yes, you can't just bring him through the door. We'll take the car and bring it up to clean the house and the cemetery. And then once they've all gone to bed, we'll bring Mr. Spinalzo in through the window.
Bed. Just think, we've got a bed tonight.
Easy, doctor. You're operating tomorrow, and this time you better be sober.
I fix you up beautiful.
And if you don't,
Jonathan, your room is ready.
then you two run along to bed. We're bringing the car behind the house.
It's all right where it is until morning.
I don't want to leave it out in the street. That might be against the law.
Abby, what are we going to do?
Well, we're not going to let them stay in this house for more than one night. That's for one thing. What would people think? People coming in here with one face and leaving with another?
Well, what are we going to do with Mr. Hoskins?
Oh, Mr. Hoskins. It can't be very comfortable for him in there. And he's been patient, the poor dear. Well, I think Teddy had better get him down to Panama right away.
I will not invite Jonathan to the funeral services.
Oh no, we'll wait till they've gone to bed and then go down and hold the services.
General Goblins is very pleased. He says the canal is just the right size.
Teddy, there's been another yellow fever victim.
Dear me, this would be a shock to the General.
Then we mustn't tell him about it.
But it's his department.
But it would just spoil his visit.
I'm sorry, Aunt Tabby. It's out of my hands. He'll have to be told. Army regulations, you know.
No, Teddy, we must keep it a secret.
A state secret?
Yes.
A state secret.
You have the word of the President of the United States. Cross my heart, hope to die. Now, how are we supposed to keep this a secret?
Well, Teddy, you wait until the lights are turned on when it's all dark. Then you come up here and take the poor man down to the canal. We'll come down later and hold services.
You may announce the President may say a few words. Where is the poor devil?
He's in the window seat.
Dear me, seems to be sweaty. We never had yellow fever in there before.
After they go to bed, I think we should change and get ready for the funeral.
Oh, yes. Then by that time, we'll be ready to go down and hold the services.
You know, I have not seen Mr. Hoskins.
Oh, that's right. You have. Will you come right over and see him now? He's really very nice looking, considering that he's a Methodist.
We're bringing the luggage in through here.
Jonathan, your room is ready. You can go right up.
And you and Aunt Martha can run along to bed. I'm afraid we don't keep Brooklyn hours.
Now, you two must be very tired, and we don't go to bed this early.
Well, you should. It's time I come home to take care of you.
We weren't planning to go until...
And Martha, did you hear me? I said go to bed! The luggage can go up to the laboratory in the morning. Now, we're all going to bed.
I'll wait till you're up and then turn out the light.
Few more steps, Doctor. Run along, Aunt Martha. All right, Aunt Abby.
I'll be right up.
Now then, Aunt Abby, turn out the lights. Okay, here we go. Now you go around outside, and you push Mr. Spinalzo in through the window, and I'll pull him through and bring him in here.
No, Johnny. He's too heavy for me. You go outside, push. I stay here and pull. Then together, we get him down to Panama.
All right.
Miss Martha. Miss Abby. Miss Martha. Who is that? Is that you, Teddy? Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Elaine Hartford. I live next door.
And what are you doing here?
I came over to speak to Miss Abby and Miss Martha.
Turn on the lights, Doctor. I'm afraid you chose a rather untimely moment for a social call.
I think you'd better explain what you're doing here.
We happen to live here.
You don't live here. I'm here almost every day, and I never see you here.
Perhaps we should introduce ourselves. This is Dr. Einstein.
Dr. Einstein?
A surgeon of great distinction, and somewhat of a magician.
And I suppose you're going to tell me that you're Boris Carr.
I'm Jonathan Brewster.
Oh, you're Jonathan.
I see you heard it.
Just today for the first time.
And what did they say about me?
Just that there's another brother named Jonathan. And that's all that was said. Well, that explains everything. I'll just be running along. If you'll kindly unlock the door.
That explains everything. Just what did you mean by that? Why are you coming around here at this time of night?
I thought I saw someone outside. I suppose it was you.
You thought you saw someone outside.
Yes, wasn't that you? Isn't that your car?
You saw someone at the car.
Yes.
What else did you see?
Just someone walking around the house to the car?
What else did you see?
Just that, that's all. I was on my way over here to tell Miss Abby to call the police. But if that's you, and that's your car, then I'll just be running along.
You're lying.
I think to tell the truth. You let her go now, eh, Johnny?
No. I think she's lying. Breaking into a house at this time of night. I think it's dangerous. She shouldn't be allowed around.
Take your hands off me!
Doctor!
It's going to be a private funeral.
Teddy! Teddy! Tell these men who I am!
That's my daughter, Alice. Charge!
Teddy! No! No! Teddy!
Doctor! Your handkerchief! The cellar!
What's going on down here?
What is the matter?
What's happening down here?
We caught her burglar. Asleep. It's nothing. Go back to your room.
We'll call the police.
We've called the police. We'll handle this. Go back to your rooms. Do you hear me?
Mortimer! Where have you been?
To the North Base Theater. I should have known better. Oh my God, I'm still there.
It's your brother Jonathan, dear.
All right. I know this isn't a nightmare, but what is it?
I come back home for her.
Who did you say this was?
It's your brother Jonathan. He's had his face changed.
Jonathan? Jonathan, I always knew you were a horror, but why do you have to look like...
Easy, Johnny, easy.
You remember, Mortimer, the things I used to do to you when we were boys. You remember the time I had you tied to the bedpost, the needles under your fingernails?
Oh my God, it is Jonathan. Yeah, I remember. I remember you as the most detestable, vicious, venomous form of animal life there ever was.
Now, don't you two boys get to quarreling the moment you see each other again.
There's not going to be a fight, Abby. Jonathan, you're not wanted. Get out.
Dr. Einstein and I have been invited to stay.
Oh, not in this house.
Just for tonight.
I don't want him anywhere near me.
Well, we did invite them for tonight, and it wouldn't be very polite to go back on our word.
All right, just for tonight. But the first thing in the morning, they're out. Where are they sleeping?
We put them in Jonathan's old room.
That's my old room. I'm here to stay.
Mortimer, I'm so glad.
We sleep down here, Johnny.
You bet your life you sleep down here.
You sleep on the sofa, and I sleep on the window seat.
The window seat? Well, that's perfectly fine with me. I'll take the windows. You two can have them.
You know, Doctor, I've completely lost track of Mr. Spinello. Spinello! Well, now, Mortimer, there is no need to inconvenience you like this. We'll sleep down here.
Jonathan, your sudden consideration for me is very unconvincing.
Come on, Johnny, let's go pack our bags.
Told you I'm sleeping down here.
While we pack our bags, I'll tell you all about it.
It's okay, Mortimer. You don't have to sleep down here. I can go in with Martha, and you can take my room.
There's no need, Aunt Abby. Dr. Einstein and I will be packed in a few moments, and then you can have the room.
You're just wasting your time. I told you I'm sleeping down here.
Mortimer,
What's the matter with you, dear?
I've almost been killed.
Almost. Abby, Martha.
No, it was Jonathan. He mistook her for a seat thief.
No, it's more than that. He's some kind of a maniac.
My dear, you're shaking. Didn't you guys have smelling salts?
No, did he make some hot tea or maybe some coffee?
Yes, some coffee and some sandwiches. I haven't had any dinner yet.
Martha, we can leave our hats down here now.
Why, were you going somewhere? You know what time it is? It's after 12. 12! You're late. You've got to go home.
What?
Why, you wanted some sandwiches for you both. It won't take but a minute.
Don't you remember? We wanted to celebrate your engagement. That's what we'll do, dear. We'll make a nice supper for both of you. And I can open a bottle of wine.
All right, fine. Wait a minute. No wine.
Mortimer, what's going on in this house?
What do you mean, what's going on in this house?
Tonight, we were supposed to go to dinner in the theater. You canceled. Then, you asked me to marry you. I said yes, and 5 minutes later, you were chasing me out of the house. Tonight, just after your maniac brother tries to strangle me, you're trying to chase me home. Now, I want to know where I stand with you, Mr. Brewster. Do you love me?
Elaine, you're a sweet girl, and I love you. I love you so much that I can't marry you.
Have you suddenly gone crazy?
I don't think so, but it's just a matter of time. See, dear, insanity runs in my family. Practically gallows. That's why no Brewster should ever marry. Well, it's basically what you'd expect if Strindberg had written Hells Upon them.
Now, just because Teddy is a little bit.
No. It goes past Teddy. All the way back to the first Brewster. The one that came over on the Mayflower. You know, back in those days, the Indians would scalp the settlers. He would scalp the Indians.
Mortimer, that's ancient history.
And then there's Grandpa Brewster. He used to try his patent medicines on dead people just to make sure that it wouldn't kill them.
He wasn't so crazy. He made $1 million.
And then there's Jonathan. You just said that he tried to kill you.
But he's your brother, not you. I'm in love with you.
And now there's Teddy. And you know Teddy. He thinks he's Roosevelt. No Brewster should ever marry. I realize now that if I'd have met my dad in time, I would have stopped him.
Now, Mortimer, all of this doesn't prove you're crazy. Take your aunts, for example. They're the kindest, sweetest, sanest people I have ever met.
Well, even they have their peculiarities.
And what lovely peculiarities they have. Kindness, generosity, human sympathy.
There's another one.
Now, Mortimer, there have been plenty others. You cannot tell me one thing about your aunts.
I'm not going to. Elaine, you've got to go home. Something's come up.
Up from where? We're here alone together.
Now, I know that I'm acting irrationally, but just put it down to the fact that I'm a mad Brewster.
If you think you're going to get out of this by pretending you're insane, you're crazy. You may not marry me, but I'm going to marry you. I love you, you dope.
If you love me, will you please go home? I'll call you up in a day or two. You know I always do.
Mortimer, will you walk me home? I'm afraid.
Afraid? Just a little walk through the cemetery?
Will you at least kiss me goodnight?
Of course, dear. I'll call you up in a day or two.
You prick!
Aunt Abby, Aunt Martha, come in here.
We'll be in a minute, dear.
I mean now.
Yes, dear. What is it?
You
Where's
promised,
Elaine?
you promised that you wouldn't let anyone in this house while I was gone.
Well, Jonathan
I
just
don't
walked
mean
in,
him.
and Dr.
I
Einstein
don't mean him either. Who's in the window seat?
We told you, Mr. Hoskins.
That is not Mr. Hoskins.
Who could that be?
Aunt Abby, don't try and get out of this. This is another one of your gentlemen.
Why, certainly not. This is a fine how do you do. It's getting so anybody thinks he can walk right into this house.
You admitted to me that there were 12 men in your cellar and that you poisoned them.
Yes, but you don't think I would stoop to telling a fib, do you? Martha!
Oh, Mortimer, I'd like to have a word with you.
The word's about all you're going to have time for, Jonathan. Because I've decided that you and your doctor friend are going to get out of this house just as fast as you can.
I'm glad you see that you and I cannot live under the same roof, but you've arrived at the wrong solution. Take your suitcase and get out.
Jonathan, you think that there's anything that I fear, that there's anything I'm afraid of.
I've lived a strange life, but it's taught me one thing. Afraid of nothing.
Martha, just look and see what's in that window seat.
Exactly.
Yeah, Jonathan. Just let Aunt Martha see what's in the window seat. Aunt Abby, I owe you an apology. I have good news for you both. Jonathan and Dr. Einstein are getting out, and they're taking their cold companion with them. Jonathan, you're my brother. You're a Brewster. I'm going to give you just one chance to get away and take all the evidence with you. You can't ask for better than that. Well, don't take me up on the offer. I have no choice but to call the police.
Don't touch that telephone. Are you still giving me orders after seeing what's happened to Mr. Spinalzo?
Spinalzo? I knew he was a foreigner.
Remember, what happened to Spinalzo happened to you too.
Oh, hello, Officer O'Hara. Is there something we can do for you?
Hello, Miss Abby. I saw your lights and I thought there might be sickness in the house. Oh, I see you got company. I'm sorry to disturb you. Oh no, come right in, Officer O'Hara. This is our nephew, Mortimer. Pleased to meet you.
And this is another nephew, Jonathan.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. It must be nice having your nephews with you. Are they going to stay for a bit?
I'm staying. Jonathan is just leaving.
Haven't I seen you here somewhere?
Oh no, Jonathan hasn't been home in many years.
Looks very familiar. Perhaps I've seen a picture of him somewhere.
I don't think so.
Oh, we were just about to have some coffee and sandwiches, officer. Would you care to join us?
Oh, I forgot the coffee.
And I should go make some more sandwiches. I ought to know your appetite by this time, Officer O'Hara. Don't bother. I'm due to ring in a couple minutes.
Well, we'd like you to stick around until Jonathan leaves.
Looks very familiar.
Maybe a picture of somebody that you've seen in a movie or somewhere.
I never go to movies. I hate them. My mother says they're dirty art.
Really? Your mother said that?
Yep, my mother was an actress, a stage actress. Perhaps you've heard of her? Peaches Latour.
It seems like a name I've seen somewhere on a program or something. What did she play in?
Her big hit was Mutt and Jeff. Played for 3 years. I was born on tour. The 3rd season.
Really?
Yep, Sioux City, Iowa. I was born in her dressing room after the 2nd act. My mother made the finale.
What a troop. There must really be a story in your mother. You know, I write about the theater, actually.
You do? Say, you're not Mortimer Brewster, the dramatic critic.
I am.
Well, I am glad to meet you. We're in the same line of business.
We are?
Yep, I'm a playwright. Oh, this being on the force is just temporary.
Really? So, you've been collecting material?
Yep, for 12 years.
I'll bet it's a honey.
What ought to be with all the drama I see being a cop in Brooklyn, you got no idea what goes on.
I'll bet I have.
Say, what time you got?
I just looked at your watch not too long ago. Is it 10 after 1?
Gee, I got ring in.
No. That story of yours, I might be able to help you with that.
You do say, with my Faye walking into the scene. Listen, I'll tell you the plot.
Well, everything's just about ready. Oh, you're leaving now, Jonathan. Well, goodbye. Goodbye, Dr. Einstein. Oh, doesn't this case belong to you?
Yeah, Jonathan, you can't leave without all of your things. Well, O'Hara, it was good talking to you. We'll get together some other time and you can tell me about the play of yours.
Oh, I'm not leaving now, Mr. Wooster.
You're not?
Nope, you just offered to help me write my play, didn't you?
Well, I'm not a creative writer.
I'll do the creating, you just put the words to it.
In that case, Mortimer will be running along.
Oh, no, you don't. You can't go without everything. O'Hara, you have to ring in. You better get going.
No, sir, Miss Brewster, I'm not leaving until I tell you the plot. I'm sorry I was so long.
No, don't bring those in here. O'Hara, how about some coffee and sandwiches over here in the kitchen?
The kitchen.
Jonathan's leaving. Oh, well, that's nice. Come along, Officer O'Hara. Sure you don't mind eating in the kitchen, Officer O'Hara.
Where else would you eat?
Well, it was very nice to have seen you again, Jonathan. Goodbye.
Jonathan, I'm glad you came back to Brooklyn, because this gives me a chance to throw you out. And the first one gone is your friend, Nelson.
Look, Miss Brewster, we can talk in here.
All right, coming right out.
I always knew you'd grow up to write a play with a policeman.
When I come out, I expect you gone, all three of you.
Oh, we're not going anywhere, Doctor.
Now, Johnny, your brother gives us a chance to get away. What more could you ask?
What you don't understand. We're staying right here tonight.
The cop in the kitchen and Mr. Spinazzo in the window seat.
That's all he's got on us. We'll take Mr. Spinazzo down and dump him in the bay.
Now, Johnny, let's get going.
No, Doctor. Look at my face. You see it's going to be done, can't you?
I can see. I know that look.
It's a little too late for us to dissolve our partnership.
Okay, we got to stick together. Someday, we get stuck together. But if we come back here, do we have to bring these with us?
No. Hide them in the cellar. Move fast! Mr. Spinazzo can go out the same way he came in.
Hey, Johnny, come quick!
What?
You know that hole in the cellar?
Yeah.
We got ants in the hole. Come on, I'll show you.
Jonathan! Hey, Jonathan!
Yes, Mortimer?
What are you doing here? I thought I told you to get.
No, we're not going.
You think I'm not serious about this? You want me to get Officer O'Hara in here?
You tell O'Hara what's in the window seat. I'll tell him what's down in the cellar.
The cellar? What were you doing down in the cellar?
What's he doing down in the cellar? No thanks, ma'am. They were fine. I've got plans.
say to O'Hara?
Look, Mr. Brewster, I can get your hands out here and I can tell you all the plot.
No. You got to ring in. We'll get together in some private place and you can tell me about it.
How about back room at Kelly's?
Yeah. You go to Kelly's, we'll go, but you have to ring in on the way, all right?
I know. Why don't you two go down in the cellar?
That's all right with me. Is this the cellar door?
No. We're going to Kelly's, all right? But you have to ring in on the way, all right?
That'll only take a couple of minutes.
Right behind her. I'm gonna ditch this guy and I'm gone. I'm back in 5 minutes. I expect you're gone. On second thought, wait for me.
Oh, we'll wait for him, Doctor. We got him right where we want him. Did he look guilty? I've waited a great many years for a chance like this. Take the bags up to our room.
Have they gone? Oh, well, we thought we heard someone leave.
Just Mortimer. And he'll be back in a few minutes. Is there any food left in the kitchen? I think Dr. Einstein and I would enjoy a bite.
You won't have time.
No, if you're still here when Mortimer gets back, he won't like it.
He'll like it. He's gotta like it. Get us some food while we bury Mr. Spinello down in the cellar.
Oh, no.
No, you can't bury him down there.
There's a friend of Mortimer's waiting for him down there.
A friend of Mortimer's?
He and Mr. Spinello will get along just fine together. They're both dead.
Oh, they must mean Mr. Hoskins.
Mr. Hoskins, you know about what's downstairs.
Yes, of course. And he's no friend of Mortimer's. He's one of our gentlemen.
You're a gentleman.
And we won't have a stranger buried in our cellar.
But Mr. Hoskins.
Mr. Hoskins isn't a stranger.
You mean to tell me you and Aunt Martha have murdered?
Murder? Certainly not. Why, what we've been doing is a charity. It's a mercy.
You've done that here in this house. And you buried him down there?
Yes, it's getting pretty crowded down there now.
Crowded? With what?
There are 12 graves down there now.
Well, great.
Yes, so there's no room for your Mr. Spinaldo.
Johnny, we've been chased all over the world. They stay right here in Brooklyn and do just as good as you do. What? You've got 12, they've got 12.
I've got 13.
No, Johnny, 12.
13. There's Mr. Spinelli, the first one in London, the 2 in Johannesburg, the 1 in San Francisco, the 1 in Phoenix, Arizona,
Phoenix.
South Filling Station, the 3 in Chicago, the 4 in Indiana, and the 1 in South Bend. That makes 13.
But you can't count the one in South Bend. He died of pneumonia.
He wouldn't have gotten pneumonia if I hadn't shot him.
No, Johnny, he died of pneumonia. He don't count.
He counts with me. I say 13.
No, Johnny, 12. Old ladies are just as good as you are.
Oh, they are they? Well, that's easily taken care of. All I need is one more. That's all. Just one more.
Well, I'm here.
You stop doing that. This is our house and this is our cellar, and you keep doing that.
Ladies, please, go back upstairs where you belong.
Abby, Martha, go upstairs.
There's no use you're doing what you're doing because it will just have to be undone.
I'm telling you, we won't have it, and you've got to stop it right now.
All right, you'll find out. You'll find out whose house this is.
I'm warning you, you'd better stop it. Hasn't Mortimer come back yet?
No,
It's a terrible thing to do, to bury a good Methodist with a foreigner.
I will not have our cellar desecrated.
Mortimer, where have you been?
I've been over to Dr. Gilchrist getting his signature on Teddy's commitment papers.
What is the matter with you? Running around getting papers signed at a time like this. Do you know what Jonathan's doing? He's putting Mr. Spinaldo and Mr. Hoskins in together.
Oh, he is he? Well, let him. Is Teddy in his room?
Teddy won't be any help.
Well, when he gets his signature on his commitment papers, then I can take care of Jonathan.
What have they got to do with it?
You had to go and tell Jonathan about those 12 graves. If I can make Teddy responsible for those, I can protect you. Don't you see?
No, I don't see. And we paid taxes to have the police protect us.
I have to go see Teddy.
Call out, Martha. We're going for the police.
No, you can't go for the police.
Well, why can't we?
Because if they go digging around in the cellar and find Mr. Spinalzo, they could find Mr. Hoskins. And that might make them curious. And then they find out about your other 12 men.
Mortimer, we know the police better than you do. I don't think they would pry into our private affairs if we asked them not to.
You can't depend on that, and it could leak out. And you wouldn't expect a judge or jury to understand.
Judge Coleman would. We know him very well. He always comes to church to pray, just before election, and he's coming here to tea someday, he's promised. We must speak to him again about that. His wife died a few years ago, and it left him very lonely.
No, you can't go leaving the house right now. I won't let you. You cannot walk out of this house, and you cannot have Judge Coleman the tea.
Why not?
I need to do this my way, all right?
If they're not out of this house by morning, Mortimer, we're going to call the police.
Oh, he'll be out of this house. I promise you that. But will you two just go to bed and get out of those clothes? You look like Judith Anderson.
Well, Abby, that's a relief, isn't it? Yes. If Mortimer's really going to do something at last, that just means that Jonathan's going through a lot of unnecessary trouble. We'd better tell him.
It's all done. Did I hear Mortimer?
He's upstairs with Teddy. And it will just have to be undone.
Then you two can run along to bed. Have a pleasant night's sleep.
Yes. Come, Abby.
Good night, aunties.
Not good night, Jonathan. Goodbye. By the time we're up in the morning, you'll be out of this house. Mortimer's promised.
Then Mortimer is back.
Yes. He's up here with Teddy. Goodbye, Jonathan. Goodbye.
Perhaps you'd better say goodbye to Mortimer.
Oh, you'll see Mortimer.
Yes, I'll see Mortimer.
That's all fixed up. Smooth like the lake. Nobody ever knew they were down there. That bed feels good already. 48 hours and we didn't sleep. Come on, Shawnee, let's go up.
You're forgetting, Doctor.
What?
My brother Mortimer.
Shawnee, tonight. We do that tomorrow or the next day.
No, tonight. Now.
But I'm tired and tomorrow I gotta operate.
Yes, you're operating tomorrow, Doctor. But tonight, take care, Mortimer.
Now, Shawnee, let's get going.
Doctor, look at it. You can see it's going to be done, can't you?
I know that look.
It is much too late for us to dissolve our partnership.
Okay, we do it. But the quick way. The quick twist like in London.
No, Doctor. I this calls for something more special. I think perhaps the Melbourne method.
No, Shawnee, not that. 2 hours. And when it was all over with, what? The fellow in London was just as dead as the fellow in Melbourne.
We had to work too fast in London. There was no aesthetic satisfaction in it. But Melbourne, there was something to remember.
Remember? I wish I didn't.
Now run along, Doctor, and give me your instruments.
I won't do it, Shawnee.
Get your instruments!
No, Johnny.
Where are they?
I won't tell you.
Ugh. I remember them. You hid them in the cellar. Where?
I won't tell you.
I'll find them, Doctor.
No, Mr. President. Don't do that.
But I cannot sign any proclamation without consulting my cabinet.
It must be signed in secret, sir.
A secret proclamation? How unusual.
Japan mustn't know until it's signed.
Japan, those yellow devils. I'll sign it right away.
Yes, let's go.
Good idea. A secret proclamation has to be signed in secret.
And at once, Mr. President.
I'll have to go put on my signing clothes.
Ah, you go now, eh?
No, Doctor. I'm waiting for something. Something important.
Please, you go now.
No, Doctor. I have nothing against you personally. You seem like a decent person. Just take my advice and get out of this house and get away just as fast as you can.
Trouble, yeah, you get out.
No, things are gonna start popping around here any minute.
Listen, Sean is in a bad mood. When he's like this, he's a madman. Things happen. Terrible things.
He doesn't scare me now.
Ah, Himmel, don't those plays you see teach you anything?
But what?
Well, these people in those plays act like they got sense. That's more than you do.
You think the people in plays act like they have sense? I wish you had to sit through some of the plays I have to sit through. Like the little one I saw tonight, for instance. In this play, there's a man, he's in a house full of murderers. He's been told, he's been warned, but does he leave? No, he stays right there. Now I ask you, is that what an intelligent person would do?
You're asking me.
He doesn't even have sense enough to be frightened or on guard. For instance, the murderer invites him to sit down.
You mean, won't you sit down?
Surprisingly enough, that was in there too. Now, what do you think he does?
But,
He sits down. Now, this fellow's supposed to be bright. But here this guy sits, just waiting to be tied up. And what do you think they use?
but,
The curtain cord.
well, why not? Very convenient.
It's a little too convenient. And they say the critics are killing the theaters. It's the playwrights that are doing that. So here this big moron sits, just waiting to be tied up and gagged.
You're right about that fella. He wasn't very bright.
Now, if you'll let us finish the story. I've been away for 20 years, my dear brother. But never once in all that time were you out of my mind. In Melbourne one night, I dreamed of you. And when I landed in San Francisco, I felt a strange satisfaction. For once more, I was in the same country with you. Now, Doctor, get to work.
For me, Johnny, the quick way.
Doctor, this must really be an artistic achievement. After all, we're performing before a very distinguished critic.
But Johnny.
Doctor!
All right, we do it. I gotta have a drink. I can't do this without a drink.
Hold yourself together, Doctor.
When we walked in here this morning, there was wine. Remember? Now, where did she put that? Ah, I found it. It was just enough for the two of us. We both need a drink.
One moment, Doctor. Please, where are your manners? It occurs to me now, Mortimer, that it was you who brought me back to Brooklyn. Doctor, to my dear dead brother.
Oh, gosh!
Damn that idiot! He goes next! That's all there is to it! He goes next!
No, Johnny, not Teddy. That's where I stop.
We get Teddy later!
We don't get him at all.
Now we got to work fast.
For me, Johnny, the quick way.
Yes, Doctor, the quick way.
Hey, the Colonel's got to quit blowing that horn.
All right, officer, we're taking the bugle away from here.
It's going to be hex pay in the morning. I warned the neighbors we wouldn't do that anymore.
We're taking care of this, officer. Good night.
Better talk to myself. Where are the lights? Hey, you stood me up. I waited at Kelly's for an hour for you. What happened to him? He was explaining his play he saw tonight. That's what happened to the fellow in the play. Did that happen in the play you saw tonight? Gee, they practically stole it from my whole second act to my play. Why, my second act just before the... Well, I'd better begin at the beginning. It all starts in my mother's dressing room where I was born, except I ain't born yet. Huh? Oh, yeah. No, I'm going to tell you the plot first. My mother's making up. See, when a man in a black mustache walks in and asks my mother, Miss Latour, will you marry me? He doesn't know she's pregnant yet. There she is, lying unconscious across the table. The man is standing over her with a hatchet. The place is an inferno of flames. I'm tied up in a chair just like you are. Hey, go easy on that. Remember who paid for it. Oh, I'm listening, ain't I? How do you like it so far? Put on it, you see. Leave him alone. If he ain't got no more interest, he don't get any. All right, it's 3 days later. I've been transferred and I'm under charges because somebody stole my badge. I'm walking my beat on Staten Island 46th precinct when a guy I'm following turns out is really following me. So I figure I'll outsmart him. There's a vacant house on the left and I goes in. It's cops. I stand there in the dark and the door handle turns. It's cops! Johnny! Johnny! It's cops! Cops! I braces myself against the wall and I say, come in. Hello, boys. What the heck is going on here? Hey, Pat, what do you know? This is Murder Brewster, the dramatic critic. He's going to help me write my play. Do you have to tie him up to make him listen? Joe, you better report it at the station. The whole force is out looking for you. Did they send you here for me? We didn't know you were here. We came to warn the old ladies that there's heck to pay. Colonel blew bugle again in the middle of the night. From the way the neighbors have been calling in about it, you think the Germans have dropped a bomb on Flatbush Avenue. Lieutenant's on the warpath. He says the Colonel's got to be put away someplace.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I gotta get going, so I'll run to the third act quick.
Oh, no. You get away from me.
Say, you know what time it is? It's 7 o'clock in the morning. It is? Gee, those first 2 acts are a little long. I don't see anything we can leave out.
Oh, no. You just can leave it all out.
Who the heck is this guy?
Oh, that's my brother.
The one that ran away? So he came back.
Yeah, he came back.
This is Brokey. Give me Matt. I better let them know we found you, Joe. Matt, tell Lieutenant he can call up the big man hunt. We got him. In the Brewster house. Do you want us to bring him in? Oh, all right. We'll hold him right here. Lieutenant's on his way over.
So, I've been turned in, eh? All right, you got it. And I suppose you and that brother of mine will split the reward.
Reward?
But now I've got some turning in to do. You think my aunts are sweet, charming old ladies, don't you? Well, there are 13 bodies buried in their cellar. Jenny! Jenny!
What are you talking about?
You better be careful what you're saying about your aunts. They happen to be friends of ours.
13 bodies. I'll show you where they're buried.
Oh, yeah?
You don't want to see what's down in the cellar.
Go on down the cellar with them, Abe.
Not so sure I want to be down in the cellar with him. Look at him. He looks like Boris Karloff. Pat, get him off me!
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Well, what do you know about that? Come in.
What do you men think you're doing here? I thought I told you I had this handled.
Oh, we're just about to.
What? Did you put up a fight?
This ain't the fellow that blows the bugle. This is his brother. He tried to kill Klein.
All I said was he looked like Boris Karloff.
Turn him over. You kind of think he's wanted somewhere? If you guys don't look at the circulars we hang up at the station, at least you could be a true detective. Certainly he's wanted somewhere. In Indiana. He's escaped from a prison for the criminally insane.
Thought all along you talked kind of crazy.
Oh look, it's Shakespeare. Where have you been all night? And you needn't bother telling me.
I've been right here, writing a play from Little Brewster.
Well, you're gonna have plenty of time to write that play. You're suspended. Now get back and report it.
Can I stop and use the station typewriter?
No. You chew it. Take him in there and see what you can find out about his accomplice. He's wanted too. No wonder Brooklyn's insane as falling for that one. 13 bodies in the cellar.
Well, there are 13 bodies in the cellar.
Who are you?
I'm President Roosevelt.
What the heck is this?
He's the fellow that blows the bugle.
Good morning, Colonel.
Well, Colonel, you've blown your last bugle.
Dear me, another yellow fever victim?
Get him out of here.
If there's any question you spies, that's my department.
You stay out of this.
You're forgetting, as president, I'm also head of Secret Service.
Sir, I'm Mortimer Brewster.
Are you sure?
No, well, my brother, Teddy, the one that blows the bugle.
Oh, we ain't got nothing to talk about there. He has to be put away.
I quite agree. And everything that happened around here, he's responsible for. Now, about those 13 bodies,
Yeah. Those 13 bodies in the cellar. It ain't enough, he's always disturbing the peace of that bugle, and the neighbors are all afraid of him. But can you imagine what would happen if that cockeyed story about 13 bodies in the cellar got out? Oh, and now he's starting the yellow fever stick. Cute, ain't it?
yeah, who'd believe a story like that?
Well, you just can't tell sometimes. Some people are just stupid enough. Just last year, a crazy guy started a murder rumor over in Greenpoint. I had to dig up a half-acre lot just to prove that.
Excuse me, sir.
Hello, Mortimer.
Good morning, Elaine.
This is Mr. Witherspoon. He's come to meet Teddy. He's the secretary of Happy Dale.
Mr. Witherspoon, Elaine, this is Captain.
Lieutenant Moody, and I'm glad you're here, Super. Because you're taking Teddy with you today.
Today?
I did
Not today.
The papers are all signed, and he goes today.
Complete insubordination. You will find out I'm no mollycoddle. When the President of the United States is treated like that, what is this country coming to?
There's your man, Super.
Hold on a minute. Teddy, I have very good news for you. Your term of office is over.
Is it March the 4th?
Practically.
Let's see. Oh, now I'm going on a hunting trip to Africa. Well, I must get started immediately. Is this man trying to move into the White House before I move out?
Who, Teddy?
Taft!
Oh, this isn't Taft, Teddy. This is Mr. Witherspoon. He used to be your guide on your trip to Africa.
Oh, bully! I'll bring down my equipment. When the safari comes, tell them to wait. Goodbye, Aunt Debbie. Goodbye, Aunt Martha. Charge!
Oh, we have visitors.
Andy's, this is Lieutenant Rooney.
My, you don't look like the fuss budget the policemen say you are.
Now, while the lieutenant is here, you know that Teddy blew his bugle again last night.
Yes, we're going to speak to him about that.
I'm afraid it's a little more serious than that.
Yeah, the police say that Teddy has to go to Happydale today.
Oh, no. That's not while we're alive.
Sorry, but he signed his papers and he's going with the superintendent.
And this is Mr. Witherspoon. He's the superintendent at Happydale.
Mr. Witherspoon, how do you do?
Well, the papers are all signed and he's going today.
That's not now. We won't be separated from Teddy. We have to go with him.
Well, why not?
Well, that's nice of them to want you, but you see, we can't take sane people at Happydale.
Mr. Witherspoon, if you'll let us live with Teddy, we'll see that Happydale is in our will, and for a very generous amount.
Well, the Lord knows we can use money, but I'm afraid.
Now, let's be sensible about this thing. Here I am, wasting my morning here, when there's serious work to be done. You know, there are still murders to be solved in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Are there?
Yeah. And sooner or later, it would just get worse. It's not just your nephew disturbing peace with you, but sooner or later, we'd have to dig up your cellar.
Our cellar?
Yeah, your nephew's been telling around that there are 13 bodies buried in your cellar.
But there are 13 bodies buried in our cellar.
What?
If you think that's why Teddy has to go away, you come right down and see them now. There's one, Mr. Spinaldo, who doesn't belong here and who will have to leave. But the other 12 are our gentlemen.
No, I don't think that the lieutenant wants to go down in the cellar. He was just telling me that last year he had to dig up a half-acre lot. Isn't that right, Lieutenant?
That's right.
Well, you won't have to dig here. The graves are all marked. We put flowers on them every Sunday.
Flowers? Don't you think you can find some room for these ladies, Superintendent?
Well, yes, if we can go with Teddy, we'll sign the papers.
Yes, where are they?
Lieutenant. Oh, hello, Mr. Klein. Are you here too? Yeah, me and Brooklyn got your nephew out in the kitchen.
Well, send them up, Super.
Morning, Elaine. Stick around.
Don't worry, I'm going to. If you'll sign here.
Oh, I'm looking forward to going. The neighborhood here has changed, so
Just think, a front lawn again.
Oh, we're overlooking something. What? Well, we're going to need the signatures of a doctor.
Oh. Dr. Einstein, will you come over here for just a second? We need you to sign some papers.
Please, I must.
Just right this way, Doctor. Sign. All right. There.
Where are you going? Somewhere.
Think I must go?
aren't you going to wait for Jonathan?
I don't think we're going to the same place.
Hello? Mac? It's Rudy. We got that guy wanted over in Indiana, and there's a description of his accomplice on my desk. Can you read it out to me? Okay. So, 5'4", 56, blue eyes, talks with a German accent, poses as a doctor. Thanks, Mac.
It's all right, Lieutenant. The doctor here has just completed the signatures.
Thank you, Doctor. You're really doing perfect service.
Mr. Bruce, if you'll sign now as next of kin.
Right here?
Oh, yes.
Well, everything complete and legal?
Oh, yes.
Well, Andy's now you're safe.
When do you think you'll be ready to start?
Why don't you go upstairs and tell Teddy just what he can take along?
Upstairs?
I'll show you.
No, Mortimer, you stay down here. We would like to talk to you. Yes, Mr. Witherspoon, just up the stairs into your lot.
Now, Mortimer, we're very worried about something.
Now, you two are gonna love it at Happydale.
That's not it. Will they investigate those signatures?
No, they're not gonna look up Dr. Einstein.
It's not his signature, dear. It's yours.
You see, you signed as next of kin.
Of course. Why not?
Well, this is something we never wanted to tell you, but now you're a man, and Elaine should know too. You see, dear, you're not really a Brewster.
Yes, your mother came to us as a cook, and you were born about 3 months afterward. She was such a sweet woman and such a good cook that we didn't want to lose her, so brother married her.
I'm not really a Brewster?
Now, don't feel badly about it, dear. And Elaine, it won't make any difference to you.
Elaine, did you hear? Do you understand what this means? I'm not really a Brewster.
I think I should get breakfast started.
Father's gone to Philadelphia for the weekend, and Mortimer and I are going to have breakfast together at my place.
You've had quite a night. I would think you want to get to bed.
And I do.
One moment, Witherspoon. Take this with you.
You won't be in the wagon. My car's up front.
Oh, are you leaving now, Jonathan?
Yeah,
We're leaving too.
Then this house has seen the last of the Brewsters.
Unless Mortimer wants to live here.
I have a suggestion, mate. Why don't you turn this property over to the church?
Well, we never did think about that.
After all, it should be part of the cemetery.
Come on, I'm busy.
Well, goodbye, aunties. I can't better my record now, but neither can you. The score stands 12-12.
Come on.
Jonathan always was a mean boy. Never could stand to see anyone getting ahead of him.
Yes. I wish we could show him he isn't so smart. Well, Martha, Mr. Witherspoon, does your family live with you in Happydale?
I have no family.
Well, don't you consider everyone at Happydale your family?
No, as head of the institution, I tend to keep quite aloof.
That must make it very lonely for you.
It does, but you see, my duty is my duty.
Well, Martha, I do think if Mr. Witherspoon won't join us for breakfast, at least he'll join us for a glass of wine.
It's elderberry wine. We make it ourselves.
Elderberry wine? Why, yes. But, of course, at Happydale, our relationship will be more formal. But here, you don't see much of elderberry wine anymore. I thought I'd have my last glass of it.
No, here it is.
Oh, wait, no.